From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
Tonight on News Hour, Abuja-Kaduna train service resumption excites passengers as they call for sustained security. Tinubu at Chatham House pledges to fix health sector through attracting best Nigerian doctors abroad. PDP presidential candidate takes campaign to Lagos, says state was transformed by federal government and not Tinubu. Away from Nigeria, Sudan's military-civilian factions sign framework deal aimed at ending crisis. Hello and welcome to the News Hour on Trust Television. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Here's the news in details. Passengers have been assured of their security as the Abuja-Kaduna train service resumes operations on Monday. The Nigerian Railway Corporation had suspended the operation of the train service linking Abuja to Kaduna on March 28th after terrorists attacked the train around Kateri Rijana area of Kaduna. During the attack, the train was carrying 362 passengers, 62 of whom were kidnapped. Noel Samson reports that the train departed Idu train station at 9:45 a.m. for Kaduna for the first time in more than 250 days.
It is good news for passengers that the train shuttle service between Abuja and Kaduna resumes after a long period of suspension. The Nigerian Railway Corporation said it has taken measures to ensure sustainable security for its passengers. The atmosphere at Idu station is reassuring as operation commences fully, with the train departing Idu station in Abuja at 9:45 a.m. It is expected to arrive Kaduna at 11:53 a.m.
Well, you wouldn't have expected to have full complement of passengers being the first day. And the decision to resume service today was taken within a short notice. But I hope that going forward, you will see there will be improvement in the passenger turnout. Security issues are not discussed in the open, because if you discuss in the open, our detractors will go and strategize. So, by the special grace of God, we are on top of it.
Passengers expressed joy as operations begin, saying they have waited so long for the operation to resume.
I was so excited, extremely excited when I learned they are going to start the program today. So much so that I was the first to arrive at the station.
I'm happy, and I think it's the right direction, coupled with what have happened, and people are still living in fears of traveling by even the road and the train now. And so it might be apprehensive, but we can't continue to live in fears.
Although some passengers still face difficulties booking their tickets, they testify that there have been security beef up.
Yeah, the issue that I had yesterday in the night when I was trying to get a ticket, the time, because I booked 9:45, when they were trying to issue me the ticket, they gave me 3. That is afternoon instead of morning. That is the only issue.
Some of us had was the buying of the tickets. It wasn't the way it was supposed to be, because the online ticketing, which most of us used to, we go through to buy the ticket, we go through to get the ticket, was a bit difficult. There have been a lot of securities, and the policemen, the civil defense are on board. A lot of screenings before you check in.
However, Nigerians want the federal government to beef up security in all parts of the country, not only at the rail stations and rail tracks, to guarantee free movement of people. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, as the Abuja-Kaduna train service resumes operations on Monday, passengers have expressed satisfaction with the security measures put in place and called on the government to sustain them in order to ensure the safety of passengers. The resumption of the train service also revived businesses that were hitherto crippled at Rigasa train station due to the suspension of the train service as a result of the terrorist attacks. Bello Musa reports.
In the early hours of Monday, December 5, life returned to Rigasa train station. there is proper scrutiny of passengers' identity and their luggage prior to boarding. Security measures have also been intensified to ensure the safety of passengers boarding the train. Some of the passengers react to security measures put in place for their safety.
Part of the checking in is much better with the introduction of NIN and our profile picture showing as we were asked to check in, which is very, very good. We also employ the government to also deploy other security measures like the use of drones to monitor and surveillance cameras as well. That was also helping in a very long way to ensure that things work fine. But to log online, around 10 a.m. yesterday, I went to the app, I put in my NIN number, and then I went ahead and I booked my ticket. It was easy and seamless.
With the resumption of this train, I think it shows that the government is doing the right thing and ensuring that to give passengers an ease of life in moving to taking people to Abuja.
Very nice, same experience as usual, and even more refilling and fulfilling experience than before from the station down to this place. We are so glad to resume the service. We are so glad to resume with the train station services. We are so glad.
This passenger, who refused to reveal her name, missed the first Kaduna-Abuja train due to an unsuccessful online booking attempt.
And I don't know, yesterday I tried to buy online and the system was not just giving me ticket. So I came here physically. I've been on the queue for over 40 minutes. And I see some people with tickets and I have not been able to get.
Do you see any behind the scene?
I haven't seen anything, but who is going to enter the train? Is somebody sabotaging the movement of the train? You see?
Did you book your ticket?
It's going. I tried to book, but the network was not giving me. Their platform was down.
Kaduna State Commissioner of Police, Yakini Ayoku, who was at the Rigasa train station, assured passengers of maximum security.
Ordered for the deployment of critical assets of the force to man the train, the railway route, and facilities along the route, stations along the route. Assets of the force include both operational and intelligence assets to ensure safety and security of the train and of the passengers going forward. We have come to see the level of deployment and compliance with the IGP's directive.
While business activities at the Rigasa train station are resurfacing with traders and taxi drivers spotted around the station.
Actually, we suffered a lot. We suffered a lot because this is the only thing we know. Driving is our job. For quite some time, we are not working, and now we are back to our work. All of us are happy.
Saboda yau da jirgin nan ya dawo aiki, da safen nan ka zo nan ma za ka sha wani abun bai faru ba.
With the resumption of train service, jobs that were lost will be restored, while economic activities at Rigasa community will receive a boost. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Now moving to political stories, presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, has vowed to fix the nation's health sector by attracting the best of Nigerian doctors abroad back to the country. Tinubu made this vow while speaking at the Chatham House in London on Monday. There has been some controversy over the early days of the former governor of Lagos State, but Tinubu said his detractors can request a DNA test to validate that he is indeed a son of the Tinubu family. The APC presidential candidate also insisted that his birth, academic and professional records were consistent, adding that his critics are only wasting their time and money. He stressed that he graduated at Deloitte at Chicago State University and has now received his original replacement degree certificate from the institution. The conversation was moderated by the Director, Africa Programs at the Royal Institute of International Affairs, Alex Vines.
At the time of birth, I was dated March 29, 1952, and the family record. I didn't think then, that day, I've determined to be or decided to be a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Not even that I will go to politics. I've had a very good exposure in life. My record is consistent. And the school and the university, they question, they now convinced that they wasted their money and their time. The record is there, the transcript is there. So in March 1952, I'm not claiming another father. I am Tinubu and Tinubu proper. If they want a DNA, they could as well require for one. One of them has been even accused of not being a Nigerian citizen. I didn't touch that area.
Now, former Vice President and People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar on Monday took his campaign to Lagos, declaring that the federal government and not the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu developed Lagos. Atiku, who stated that the APC government in the state had been lying, that Lagos was turned around under Tinubu as the governor between 1999 and 2007, recalled that major infrastructures in the state were built by the federal government. According to the PDP presidential hopeful, the Third Mainland Bridge, the Agege Motor Road, Ikorodu Road, among others, linking Lagos Island to the mainland, were built by the federal government at different times. He vows to restructure the country if elected by ceding more power to states and local governments, saying that it will now be up to the people to hold the authorities in the states and local government responsible.
In 1969, there was only one all-Kata bridge built by the Europeans. No second mainland bridge, no third mainland bridge, no Tafawa Balewa Square. That was when I came to Lagos. All of you were not born then. That was when I was born, sir. Now, I want to tell you, this is a fact you can go and check. The federal government built the second mainland bridge. The federal government rebuilt the old Kata bridge. The federal government built the third mainland bridge, rebuilt Agege Motor Road, rebuilt Okorodu Road, all the major roads connecting island and mainland. Now, the ADSC and APC government have been telling you lies that they developed Lagos. They did not develop Lagos at all. Now lie. Today, if you enter all the Oregun, Ilupeju, Oba Akra, do you still have those companies again? No. In those days of PDP, from 1999, when you enter Lagos, you see crane all over everywhere, working. That shows the economy was moving. I'm telling Lagosians, Lagos is where money is made. Abuja is where money is shared. South is where money is produced. So under PDP, we'll restore the economy of Nigeria. All those factories that have left Lagos today, they will all come back. By Atiku Abubakar's administration, the economy of Lagos will bounce back. Everything will come back to life.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council has announced former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, as member with immediate effect. The Director General of the Campaign Council, Amidu Trumbull, in a statement on Sunday, said Dogara's appointment is part of continuous effort in joining hands with presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar to recover Nigeria. Dogara had of late led a group of mainly All Progressives Congress members of northern extraction to adopt Atiku as candidate for the 2023 presidential election. The lawmaker representing Bogoro, Tafawa Balewa federal constituencies has condemned the APC's same-faith ticket of Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. The People's Democratic Party has condemned in strong terms the constant brazen attacks, threats and negative labeling of the media in Nigeria by the Tinubu Shettima Presidential Campaign Organization. In a statement on Monday, the opposition party asserted that Nigerians are appalled by the inflammatory declaration of hostility, animosity and labeling of a media house by the Tinubu Shettima Presidential Campaign as part of its scheme to intimidate the media in Nigeria from carrying out its constitutional duty of providing Nigerians with the legitimate and credible platform to examine, review and interrogate the policies and programs of those aspiring to hold the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. According to the PDP, the action of the Tinubu Shettima Presidential Campaign is an unpardonable display of intolerance, aversion and hatred for the media and a direct affront to Section 22 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The opposition party, however, charged the media not to be intimidated, but to remain firm and resolute within its professional ethics in the discharge of its duties, especially ahead of the 2023 general elections. And now on security matters, police in Katsina State have arrested one Sani Bello of Sabwa local government area of the state who specialized in making charms to terrorists in the state. Sani Bello, a suspected soothsayer, was also said to be a collaborator to terrorists. Abdullahi Amadi reports that the police also arrested suspected armed robbers terrorizing residents of the ancient city. The report.
According to police, the suspect has been making and delivering charms and spiritual bulletproof jackets to terrorists around Funtua Sabwa axis. The suspect admitted working closely with the terrorist groups and providing them with charms. Similarly, police operatives in Katsina are investigating a syndicate of 5 suspected armed robbers who specialized in scaling and breaking into people's houses to rob them of their monies and other valuables. Yes, I and other members of our gang have been in this criminality for long. In fact, we participated in many armed robbery in the Asian city. The most recent before our arrest is at Dutsen Amari quarters in Katsina Metropolis. Also in the police custody is a notorious gang of drugs peddlers who were arrested in possession of 134 parcels containing dried leaves suspected to be cannabis sativa. The suspects Bashir Lawal, Umar A. Adam and Zainab Umar from Ibadan, Oyo State were arrested in Katsina en route Maradi in Niger Republic through Dankama border. We take cannabis sativa from Ibadan in Oyo State to Maradi in Niger Republic through Dankama Aje axis, which is our usual route. This is the second time we are passing through that border, and we hope you will temper justice with mercy. In the same vein, the police is investigating a notorious motorcycles thief, Bashir Anjuma alias Turmi, who has been in the police wanted list. The 23-year-old suspected thief was apprehended in possession of 2 stolen motorcycles in Katsina.
In fact, many more other motorcycles are coming on, but so far we have recovered these 2 motorcycles as investigation is ongoing.
The command is enjoining good people of Katsina State to ensure proper moral upbringing of their children and always provide vital information that will lead to defeating criminals and their collaborators. Abdullahi Ismail Amadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, terrorists numbering about 6 wearing female attire attacked Sayaya village of Matazu local government area of Katsina state, killing one Hamisu Mahmuda. The bandits went to Sayaya village in search of a Dane gun fabricator whom they believe is supplying weapons to the local vigilante corps in the area. The terrorists, who disguised as female visitors, went to Sayaya village around 9:30 p.m. looking for the local blacksmith, but could not find him. In their frustration, the hoodlums opened fire, killing the said Hamisu Mahmuda, who was a former secretary of Matazu local government area. The Benue State Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Ekpe Ogbu, has been kidnapped. He was kidnapped alongside Agbo Ode with one of his in-laws and the driver. It was gathered that they were kidnapped along David Mark's farm after Akpa to Otobi while on their way from Otupo to Otonkong in Ado local government area of the state. The commissioner was said to have attended a church program where Senator Abba Moro, representing Benue South Senatorial District, dedicated his newly inaugurated campaign council to God at St. Augustine Catholic Church, Otupo, and was going to his village in Utonkon district of Ado local government area after the church program before meeting the unfortunate incident at about 8:45 p.m. on Sunday, 4th December 2022. His official vehicle has since been recovered from the scene and taken to the divisional police office in Otupo. Nigerian military fighter jets have eliminated 7 wanted Zamfara terrorist kingpins. The notorious bandits were eliminated in Kaduna State by airstrikes of 2 Nigerian Air Force NAF attack jets. Those killed included Jibrin Gurgu, Isa Jauro, and Tambwal from Zamfara State. Others are Noti, Bala, Yunusa, and Burti, who was a well-known associate of another sought-after terrorist, Haladu Buhari Nyadi. Defense intelligence operative told journalists that the operation, which resulted in the killing of the wanted terrorist, was undertaken by the air component of the Operation Wild Punch at identified terrorist hideouts in Alhaji Ganai location, Buhari New location, and Dogon Maikaji, all in Giwa local government area. NAF spokesperson, Air Commodore Edward Gabwet, confirmed the airstrikes. The gunmen who were arrested at the Mina, Niger State residence of Mohammed Sani Musa, the All Progressives Congress senator representing Niger East Senatorial District in the National Assembly, have told the police that they were sent to kidnap the lawmaker. The Niger State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, DSP Wasiu Abiodun, said this in a statement on Monday. Abiodun, who earlier told journalists that the motive of the suspects was unknown and that investigation was ongoing, said in their fresh confessional statement, the suspects said that they were hinted that Senator was traveling to Niger State for the coronation and presentation of staff of office to the Emir of Kagara by one Sharif, now at large. Abiodun said that the invaders ransacked the residence under the pretext of purported surge execution, noting that effort was on to apprehend other members of the gang. The Northeast Development Commission says it needs 31 trillion naira to accomplish 10 years of sustainable projects in the region. This was disclosed at a media parley and tour of projects with chief executives of media outfits across the country in Maiduguri. The managing director of the Northeast Development Commission, Mohammed Al-Khali, while showcasing the Commission's completed and ongoing projects, said that the new Northeast Stabilization and Development Master Plan will actualize the mission of interventions in education, ICT, health, roads, and agriculture, among others. The Commission also appealed to media organizations to project its achievements to the public and help curb the spread of fake news.
Out of this 31 trillion naira, we know it's a humongous amount of money, and We don't want to even go and tell the federal government that give us all this money, which they don't have. But out of this 31 trillion, 80% we are planning to get it from the PPP, donor agencies, and other actors across the world. In fact, when we are all ready stabilized, we may even consider doing a donor conference for that particular situation. Because at this now, we have all the figures and statistics of what needs to be done. I told you we have 529 program, project, and something. And when we display all those items, some people will take A, some will take B, donors can just do it. So it's a multifaceted approach.
So our advice to them is to ensure that the media is at the heart of the operations of the NEDC so that the people are better informed on the reasons for the establishment of these development agencies and for the people to actually feel the reasons for the establishment of these development agencies so that it doesn't become an agency on paper and people are not seeing their output.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at Sokoto Market, where activities pick up after sunset. Details of this and more after the break.
Ba a iya sutura da abinci jin daɗin duniyar mu ya ƙare. Za ka iya more rayuwarka da kayan alfarma na kamfanin Vento Furniture kamar su Ladi Corner Sets, Escape Sofa Sets, Acadia Sofa, Piano Sofa Sets, Sofa Corner Sets, Vento Sofa Sets. Sannan kuma za ku iya saka ƙayatattun gadaje na alfarma a ɗakunan kamar su Gold Cream Bedroom Sets ko kuma ku wadata falon ku da kujeru na alfarma irin su Sare Royal Set da Acadia Dining Sets. Ofishoshinku kuwa za ku iya saka manya-manyan kujeru na kece raini domin walwala da jin daɗin ku da abokan hulɗa. Kamfanin Vento Furniture ya tanadar muku gadajen bacci na yara masu inganci, kayan ɗaki irin na angwaye da amare har ma da sarakuna. Muna da shagunan mu a gurare kamar haka: 79 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos; 7A Azikiwe Road, Port Harcourt; 25 Glover Road, Ikoyi, Lagos; Shop U1 Jabi Lake Mall, Abuja; da kuma 4330 Walker Road, Windsor, Ontario ga mazauna ƙasar Canada. Vento Furniture, mun zagaye ko ina.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
Welcome back. This is the News Hour on Trust Television. Here's a look at the top stories again. Abuja-Kaduna train service resumption excites passengers as they call for sustained security. Tinubu at Chatham House pledges to fix health sector through attracting best Nigerian doctors abroad. Now, the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, has said that the federal government made considerable progress in providing access to potable water in Nigeria, with 66,761 water schemes producing nearly 800 million litres daily and serving over 32 million Nigerians. Adamu made this known at a press briefing in Abuja. The report.
At the event, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, debunked claims by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar that the Buhari administration had done nothing.
There have been 29,461 beneficiaries from Adamawa State alone of the Empower program of the Buhari administration. Under the homegrown school feeding program, so 162,782 pupils from Adamawa State are benefiting from our 1 million program. That program employs also 2,259 cooks in Adamawa and has covered 1,236 schools in the state. How many school children did the PDP feed in Adamawa or anywhere in the 8 years of that Atiku Abubakar was vice president?
Minister of Water Resources Suleiman Adamu, while highlighting achievements from 2015 towards 2023, says the ministry's activities are guided by the provisions of the National Water Resources Master Plan, 2016 to 2030 Water Sector Roadmap, and the Sustainable Development Goals. He noted that new projects were not introduced since 116 water supply projects, dams, hydropower and irrigation projects were inherited, with several uncompleted or abandoned ones since the 1980s.
Nigeria has a potential of, according to the Water Resources Master Plan, 12,200 megawatts. But with improvement in technology, where you can cascade, you can have a hydropower plant and you can go downstream and have another one. I think this is understated. Kainji and Jeba and Shiroro account for 1,930 megawatts, and I believe Zunyeru will still come on board.
Adamu also spoke on efforts by the federal government to boost agriculture and food security of the nation, as well as hydropower generation.
We've been able, in the last 7 years, to provide potable water to Nigerians, to 32 million Nigerians. 6,761 water schemes developed across the country in urban, small town and rural areas, providing 794 million liters per day. And out of the 36 or 41 water supply projects we inherited, we handed over a few to the state. We prioritized 36, and out of the 36 we prioritized, we've completed 30. And the rest, like I said, were either closed or transferred to the state.
Meanwhile, stakeholders in the sector want the federal government to take control of interstate waters and other provisions contained in the proposed Nigeria Water Resources Bill at the National Assembly to ensure effective administration of the sector. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has launched a manhunt for the arrest of Kano Central senatorial candidate under the ruling All Progressives Congress, Abdul Karim Abdul Salam Zaura. EFCC counsel Ahmad Roga disclosed this to journalists on Monday at the resumption of the criminal trial of $1.3 million slammed on AA Zaura at the Federal High Court sitting in Kano. Although the scheduled arraignment of the Kano-based politician could not hold because of the absence of the trial judge, who is said to be attending other national issues outside Kano, the EFCC lawyer declared that Zaura was supposed to report himself to the commission. On his part, counsel to the accused person, Ibrahim Waru, faulted the position of the EFCC, insisting that the commission did not possess any legal authority to arrest his client. The arraignment was adjourned to January 30, 2023. In a similar vein, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arraigned the candidate of Angpa 2 constituency for Kogi State House of Assembly under the new Nigeria People's Party, Ismaila Atumiye, before the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos. He was arraigned on 18 counts alongside 2 others in connection with an alleged 1.4 billion naira bank fraud. The other 2 defendants are Ngene Dominic and Abdulmalik Salau, a former bank employee. In count 1, the EFCC alleged that the former bank employee Abdulmalik Salau, between August and October 2022, within the jurisdiction of the court and without lawful authority, directly caused modification of the data held in network of Union Bank PLC, leading to the transfer of 1.4 billion naira to the account of Fab Oil and Gas Limited, and thereby committed an offence contrary to the and punishable under Section 16(1) of the Cyber Crimes Prohibition Prevention Act of 2015. In another count, the 3 defendants were said to have conspired to directly conceal the 1.4 billion naira in the account of Faith Oil and Gas Limited, which sum they reasonably ought to have known forms part of the proceeds of unlawful activity, and they thereby committed an offence contrary to Sections 18A, 15(2)(a) of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended and punishable under Section 15(3) of the same Act. At the arraignment on Monday, the EFCC, through its counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, SAN, told the court, presided over by Justice Tijani Ringim, that the offences border on concealment of proceeds of fraud, money laundering, and cybercrime. Justice Adamu Abubakar of the Chief Magistrate Court 1 in Minna, Niger State Capital, has ordered the remand of a 51-year-old Sharia court judge, Saidu Yusuf, and a registrar, Ibrahim Bello, in police custody for alleged diversion of inheritance amounting to 166 million naira. The suspects were arraigned for alleged criminal conspiracy, criminal breach of trust, criminal misappropriation, and cheating, contrary to Sections 97, 312, 309, and 322 of the State Penal Code. The prosecutor, Inspector Aliyu Yakubu, told the court that on November 29, 2022, one Mustafa Labaran, cargo of F Layout area, Boso Road, Minna, reported to the State Police Commissioner through a petition written by Amana Chambers, accusing the suspects of diverting the proceeds of sales of their late father's assets. The prosecutor told the court that during the police interrogation, the suspects confessed to having taken charge of the sales and converted the same into their personal use. The defense counsel, Bala Zuru, applied for bail but was rejected by the prosecution. The chief registrar, Adamu Abubakar, ruled that the suspects be remanded in police custody and adjourned the case till December 12, 2022. Now, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has revealed that the Nigerian university system has lost a cumulative of 50 months to strike actions by the Academic Staff Union of Universities from 1999 till date. He has accordingly called for a review of the Nigerian university autonomy laws to address the challenges of incessant strike actions by the various staff unions in the nation's university system. Osinbajo spoke on Monday in Abuja, where he formally launched the newly developed core curriculum and minimum academic standards for the Nigerian university system as part of efforts to revitalize university education in Nigeria. The reviewed curriculum was unveiled at an event marking the 60th anniversary celebration of the establishment of the National Universities Commission. The Vice President, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, lamented that one of the major issues bedeviling university education is the incessant strike actions by various staff unions in the public universities in Nigeria. According to the federal government, the Nigerian university autonomy laws should be reviewed to grant more powers to the governing councils to be able to negotiate on issues bordering on welfare of workers with the staff unions. We'll now take a quick break. The news hour continues shortly. Join us. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Now, the federal government has commenced the implementation of the At-Risk Children Program, ACP, in Sokoto State. Special Advisor to the President on Social Investment, Mariam Uwais, made this known in a statement. She said 1,150 youth facilitators from the state were being trained in basic education, vocational and life skills. Uwais said that the basic training equips them to provide mentorship and guidance to the primary beneficiaries of the At-Risk Children Program. She noted that the intervention in Sokoto was crucial in view of the rising numbers of out-of-school children and young people who are exposed to various forms of vulnerability in the state. At least 60,000 street children and vulnerable young people are expected to benefit from the first phase of the program. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule says northern governors are making collective efforts to address the menace of street begging, especially by underage children, often referred to as the Almajiri. Governor Sule stated this at an event in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report as presented from our studio.
Well noting that there is a marked difference between the street beggar and the Almajiri, who is generally a seeker of knowledge, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State said the northern governors are disturbed over the increasing situation where some parents send their children to faraway places, mostly across states, without preparing for their upkeep, thereby leaving such children to roam the streets and surviving through begging. Sule, who said no one can deny Muslims the right to acquire knowledge, however noted that henceforth should desist from sending away their children without arranging how to shelter, feed, clothe and take care of their medical needs. He assured that leaders in the northern states will do their best to not only modernize but sanitize the system.
As a government, we will do our best. Some of these children are not studying because after leaving school, they won't be seen again until evening. When we were children, we spent most of our time studying, but most of these children attend lessons once in a day.
For Mustafa Abdul Qadir, an advocate of Quranic recitation, it is not every child beggar that is from an Islamic school, since it is not every Islamic school pupil that is a beggar.
A lot of people think that a beggar is a vulnerable child that moves around with torn clothes, but it is not usually the case. People refer to us as beggars. Meanwhile, we are the ones paying for the success and development of the society.
Abdul Qadir said the Quranic Reciters Association of Nigeria has taken it upon itself to review the Almajiri system with a view to addressing the inherent hazards associated with it. He further said efforts are on by the association in conjunction with the House of Representatives towards passing a bill seeking the creation of the Almajiri Commission.
Residents of Garba Dauho community in Jos North local government area of Plateau State have deserted the primary healthcare center in the area due to the discomfort caused by dust from an abandoned road project. They told Trust TV that the abandoned road was awarded in 2014 and was only graded and abandoned by the contractors. Ado Musa reports.
The abandoned road, according to the people of the community, is a 1.5 kilometers project awarded 9 years ago, adding that its abandonment has subjected the community to severe hardship. The residents said the condition of the road compelled them to abandon the only primary healthcare center in the area, because the dust generated by vehicular movement in the area has caused them health challenges. They said it was better to go to other hospitals outside the community than to visit the community hospital, where they were likely to develop other diseases instead of getting treatment for their ailments. This road construction is not a blessing to us because it has resulted in a lot of damage. It has caused many of the residents, including children, to develop different diseases. Many are now asthmatic. That is why we can no longer visit our primary healthcare center here in the community, because the hospital is by the roadside and dust is everywhere in the hospital. You can't go to where you will develop another disease as a patient. That is why we abandoned it. There are staff in the hospital, but people can no longer go there for treatment. Victoria Ado, head of the abandoned primary healthcare, while confirming the refusal of people to visit the hospital, called on the appropriate authority to come to their aid, as their health condition was also at risk.
As I have said from the beginning, the dust that we are experiencing in this facility is very bad, especially concerning the health of our patients here. One cannot come to the facility to get good health, and the reverse will be the case, which will be very bad. So we are pleading, if it will be possible for us to have a tarot on the mainland here, it will reduce the level of the dust that we do experience in the hospital.
While lamenting the poor condition of the road, the residents, however, call on the government to help them complete the road to reduce the challenges that accompany it. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
All right, now Kasuwar Kanawa is a famous market in Sokoto State established by visiting traders during the national preaching of the Jibwis held in the state about 20 years ago. This market is known by its unique operational features that distinguish it from other markets in the state. In this report, Yushau Adamu examines what makes Kasuwar Kanawa unique among its peers.
At about 2 p.m., when business activities are expected to be at their peak, Kasuwar Kanawa was deserted, with majority of the shops under lock and key. Business activities at Kasuwar Kanawa usually starts from 6 p.m. and ends at 12 midnight or even beyond. During Salah and Maulud festivities, the market operates from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, as customers from far and near are trooping into the market to shop for their loved ones.
An kafa wannan kasuwa ne lokacin da aka yi wa'azin ƙasa.
This market was established during the national preaching organized by Izalatul Bid'ah wa Iqamatis Sunnah. Traditionally, during this kind of gathering, traders also conduct their businesses. So after the event, the traders realize opportunities for business and therefore remain behind and continue with their businesses. That was how the market started. The market was named Kasuwar Kanawa because majority of the traders who remained behind after the annual preaching were from Kano State.
Mutanen Kano sun fi yawa. To zaman sunan din sai yasa ake kiran sunan da Kasuwar Kanawa.
Traders from across the northern states who deal in shoes, bags, cosmetics and textiles are making brisk businesses at this market during the annual Salah and Maulud festivities. Consequently, when the festivities are over, the visiting traders will go back to their respective states until next year, same time.
Yanyan Kasuwar Kanawa ana gudana kamar sauran kasuwanni.
Business at Kasuwar Kanawa is being conducted like in any other market, except that in this market business starts from evening and ends at 12. And during Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Kabir, we normally spend the whole night conducting our businesses.
An tashi ita Kasuwar Kanawa na iya kai har karfe 10 har 11 har 12 ma.
Kasuwar Kanawa is being patronized largely by women because of its specialty and discounted prices of goods sold at the market. As the market continues to gain its ground, traders are in need of financial assistance from the authorities concerned to boost their businesses. I came from Gezawa local government area of Kano State. I have been conducting business in this market for almost 10 years now. At the beginning, I shuttled, but later I relocated to Sokoto with my family. If the Sokoto state government can support the business activities of traders at Kasuwar Kanawa, substantial revenue could be generated for the state. From Sokoto, Yushau Adamu, Trust TV News.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday restated his commitment to handing over leadership to an elected president on May 29 next year. He stated this in a brief remark to the Minister of National Education, Preschool and Sports of the Kingdom of Morocco, Sakib Ben Musa. who visited the State House, Abuja, as special envoy of King Mohammed VI. The president, in a statement issued by his media aide, Garba Shehu, said his term in office will end on that day, which will also see the inauguration of a new president in line with the Constitution. President Buhari, who said he will study the message sent and respond accordingly, gave assurances at the same time that he will continue to cherish and strengthen the very warm and cordial relations between the two countries. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, says that the federal government is committed to the domestication of the Rome Statute. Malami made this known on Monday in Netherlands while delivering Nigeria's county statement at the 21st session of the Assembly of States Parties to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, The Hague. Malami said that the National Assembly is working with the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation to achieve the domestication drive of the Rome Statute.
We also extend our congratulatory message to the leadership of the court and the Bureau for the tremendous contributions towards successful organizations of this gathering. I would like to use this opportunity to reiterate the importance of the Rome Statute in combating heinous crimes as perpetrators of crimes that shock the conscience of humanity must be held accountable. Nigeria's strong belief in the dreams of the founding fathers of the Rome Statute and its desire to join other like-minded state parties at putting an end to impunities informed its decision to accede to the statute.
Now, away from Nigeria, Sudan's military and civilian leaders signed a preliminary deal on Monday aimed at ending a deep crisis that has gripped the Northeast African country since a coup a year ago. Monday's deal was signed by Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, paramilitary commander Mohamed Dagalo, and multiple civilian groups. The deal, based on a proposal by the Sudanese Bar Association, was negotiated in the presence of officials from the United Nations, Western diplomats, as well as Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. The past year has seen near weekly protests and a crackdown that pro-democracy medics say has killed at least 121, a spiraling economic crisis, and a rise in ethnic violence in several remote regions. Let's now take a look at sports updates as presented by Adeni Ajishafe.
Techball Sports made its first appearance at the ongoing National Sports Festival in Asaba with 6 states, namely Delta, Imo, Kwara, Edo, Ogun, and Kogi State, participating in the male and female single, male and female double, and male and female mixed categories. In the Techball double mix, Team Delta's Gladys Abasi defeated Team Edo AK Success and Ikedi McBlaze in a game that drew the attention of spectators and lovers of Techball for the first time at the sports festival. Rashida Salau and Funsho Samson of Kwara beat Messi Omoko and Gibbs Obaseki of Ogun State 2-0. Techball is a ball sport that is played on a curved table, combining elements of football and table tennis. And in football, Croatia goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic was the hero of their round of 16 game with Japan after saving spot kicks in the penalty shootout, as Croatia edged Japan 3-1 after a 1-1 draw to reach the World Cup quarterfinals. Livakovic kept out the first 2 efforts before stopping Maya Yoshida's kick. Mario Pasalic converted the vital kick to take Croatia through. Latko Dalic's side, defeated in the final by France in 2018, will face Brazil or South Korea in the next round on Friday. Japan took a deserved lead 2 minutes before halftime when Celtic forward Daisen Maeda converted from Yoshida's knockdown. Croatia equalized in the second half when Ivan Perisic header from Gian Lovren's cross, becoming his country's all-time leading scorer at major tournaments with 10 goals. Japan and Croatia fought hard to find goals, all to no avail, till extra time ended. The contest went to penalties, where goalkeeper Livakovic emerged as the man to lead Croatia to the quarterfinals. That's Sport News. I am Adeni Ajishafe.
And that wraps up the news hour for tonight. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube channel right there on your screen. We're virtually on all the platforms. Thanks for watching. I am Ayuba Ilya. Bye for now.